Hello, everybody. It's Joe from Strange Voyage Files, and boy, this new channel is off to a rocky start. Some of you saw that there were videos up. There was a Kiss video. There was Tactical Ecstasy. There was No Prayer, or, No Rest for the Wicked. A video where I did band members that I thought got original band members I thought got screwed. And they're taken down. And the reason I took them down was fair use. And it wasn't for the music. The music part, it seems pretty easy on YouTube. YouTube will flag and put copyright information in, but it's the pictures. Now, all cards on the table, I don't know enough about fair use, and I didn't get any alerts or anything for these pictures. So I'm sure some people may look and say, hey, you would have been fine. Don't worry, you could have used this, that, and the other thing. I'm not going to risk it. I do this for fun. You know, this is not a means of source of income by any means. I don't make any money. I don't want to make any money, actually, off any of this. I do this as fun. Last thing I need is some guy who took a picture of Tony Iommi in 1977, and I found it on Google and put it up on a Never Say Die video trying to sue me and take my house. Again, that could be, I don't know the legalities of all this stuff. So going forward, I'm still going to put music in for most videos. Not this one. I'll tell you why in a second. But I'm not going to do pictures anymore. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I'm sure it should be fine under fair use, but I am not risking it. So I took those videos down. I'll get back to those albums. Oh, I did that also. I did that Live Evil unboxing one too. That was kind of anticlimactic. That was on a whim. But I do have another kind of unboxing that I'm going to do. But right now, I'm going to do Bark at the Moon. I'm not going to do any music because with the No Rest for the Wicked video I did, every song got flagged. You could not play them anywhere. You could not play snippets. At least that's what I've got. Now, I've looked at other people's videos, and they do have... It's crazy. You know, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I've seen videos, not just of Norris for the Wicked, but of Ozzy stuff, where they're doing reviews, not reactions. Reactions you can seem to do the whole song, but doing reviews where when it comes to Ozzy, there's no rhyme or reason. People use like 8 to 10 seconds of a song, and then people use 30 seconds, 45 seconds of a song. I don't know, but it's Sharon. That woman. I can't stand her. Before I even go to the video, I'm just going to say this, and I actually said it in the No Rest for the Wicked video if you saw it, but I'm going to reiterate it. That woman hates the fans. Absolutely, positively hates the fans. She could care less about us. We are nothing but a cash register to her. Absolutely. I hate her, which I know most of you do as well. So I'm not even going to attempt to do any music for Ozzy. Black Sabbath seems to be okay, and Kiss was just fine. It's with the exception of this was Black Sabbath. It wasn't. Well, I don't think it was for Kiss, but Russia and Belarus. I got notifications for a couple of the videos. Maybe Kiss was the other one. I forget, but I know the Tactical Ecstasy. Russia and Belarus. They don't want you using music in Russia and Belarus. So sorry, comrades, you guys won't get to see my videos. For the rest of the world, though, we are going to actually, well, you can see this one because there's not going to be any music in it. I am going to do Bark at the Moon. And I don't really need pictures for this one. I'll tell you why. I got a treasure trove of stuff with Bark at the Moon. And I think you guys are going to like it. And that's one of the reasons I picked Bark at the Moon to start with. Also, this was my first heavy metal album. I did not start with Blizzard. I did not start with Diary. I started with Bark at the Moon. Why? Because my buddy who got me into metal, at that time, Ultimate Sin had come out, and he was kind of just, he was one of those people that didn't really like Ultimate Sin. He thought it was too, pop rock or pop metal. But he loved Bark at the Moon. He had a jersey. He was Bark at the Moon. Remember the mirrors? He had the Bark at the Moon mirror. So that's really what I knew of him, and he loved Bark at the Moon. That was his favorite Ozzy album up to that point, even over Blizzard and Diary. So when I went to the store by myself, I went to Music Land, may have been Music World in Norridge, Illinois. at the time. Didn't get this one from Rolling Stones. Guys have seen my videos. You've heard me talk about Rolling Stones. But music, it started out as Music World. And at some point it got changed to Music Land. So I don't know what it was at that point, either one. But I went there and I went to Ozzy Osbourne and got this. This is the absolute one. Hang on. Like I said, I got a bunch of stuff. We're going to do me and both the girls. Randy. So again, we did the Kiss video, me and Madison, and Randy didn't want to be a part of it. But then she saw it and she said, "Oh no, I want to do it. I want to be part of this." So she's going to be part of the video the rest of our videos today. Neither one of them are big Bark the Moon fans, so they like it, but not enough to do a video. But this is the album. This is the album that I got that day. It had to have been 1986. And God, you can't even see it, but I signed it in black, and I signed it on the black because I was Joe Ozzy. You know, I called myself Ozzy, and I went to a high school. I went to a very strict Catholic high school the first 2.5 years of my high school career, and there weren't too many headbangers, so it was pretty easy for me to go around being known as Ozzy. And then I went to a different Catholic school the last year and a half after I got kicked out of the first one. But this was my first heavy metal album, and I love this. And I remember, I got to tell the story. No, I don't. I forgot. My beloved daughters, after watching one of the videos that I have since taken down, gave me a piece of advice. You know, they love their dad so much. Just nothing but caring. Gave me a piece of advice. Shut up, Dad. People don't want to... You talk too much. People don't want to hear you talk. I disagree with that because I think the people that watch my videos, to be honest, are mostly my age and above. Around, between the 40 and above crowd. But there are younger people. I love watching your videos and hearing the stories. I love when you guys talk about going to the concerts, when you go into the record store. I love it. But I understand maybe there's a section that just wants to hear the commentary. So, all right, well, let's do this. Let's rate the songs on this. And again, I'm going to do 1 to 5. 1 is the song shouldn't have even been written. 5 is it's a perfect song. Average them all up, and that'll give us the ranking for the album. Bark at the Moon, the title track. Jake E. Lee. This introduces us to Jake E. Lee. And Jake is phenomenal. Jake is not only a phenomenal guitar player, but a great songwriter. And him in conjunction with Bob Daisley, I will wave the Bob Daisley flag till I die. They were phenomenal songwriters. Oh yeah, and Ozzy. I'll give credit where credit is due. Geezer, Tony, Bob have all said that Ozzy is very good at putting melodies on songs. I don't know anything about writing songs. I tried to write a few songs in high school, and trust me, if you wanted to end the war in the Ukraine, you could put the songs I wrote with me singing them up against the Russian army, and they'd all scatter out of the Ukraine just like that. That's how bad that is. So that is how horrible I am. I have no ability to write songs or anything like that. So I have no idea what it's like to put a melody on a song, but they all say he's very good at that. So I'll give the man that credit. I mean, these experienced songwriters and musicians say that he's good at that, so I'll give him that. But the main songwriters were Bob Daisley and Jake E. Lee, and they had a home run with this one. No, I'm gonna forget to tell the story at the end. And I remember listening to this album for the first time, and I'm blown away pretty much by the whole album. And God, let's see if we can get it. You guys all know the story. That all songwriting credits attributed to Ozzy Osbourne. And boy, did I think, God, this guy is so talented. I knew nothing about Ozzy, except what my friend had told me. I didn't know anything about songwriting or what, didn't know anything about the publishing and that, the first two albums, it was all pretty much Randy and Bob and Lee. And then I got Blizzard next, and I looked at all these other writers, and I'm like, I wonder why Ozzy. Well, he's got to be the main guy, and I guess he just wanted to be generous. It was stupid. But at any rate, phenomenal songwriting. Bark at the Moon, awesome title track. Jake shines. We are not disappointed, of course, after the loss of Randy, but we are not disappointed. That's a 5. Bark at the Moon, the title track, is a 5. Goes into the next one, You're No Different. Slower, a lot more melodic, a little bit of an eerie tone to it. I give You're No Different a 4. It's a good song. Not a perfect song, though. Not by far. Now you see it, now you don't. You got that innuendo that Bob put in his lyrics. It's more upbeat. It's a little bit faster pace. With Now You See It, Now You Don't, I give that one a 4, too. Very good song. Not perfect. Rock and Roll Rebel, which was a big song for Ozzy during this album. Straightforward, punch in the face song. But again, I give this one a 4. It's good. I believe it wasn't a single. Should have been a single, but darn good. Now you flip the album and you get to side 2, and here I'll show you where we're at here. Center of Eternity or Forever, which I'll show you in a second. That's a 5. God, is that you have 2 centerpieces on this album, and that's one of them. Once again, eerie, Don Airey keyboards, phenomenal in this song. The next song is So Tired. I like So Tired. A lot of people hate it. Ozzy hates it. I really like So Tired. I'll give it a 4. The ballad on the album gets a 4. The next one, the dark horse, the deep track on this album. And in Europe, this was the B-side to, I believe, So Tired. And a lot of people don't like the song. I don't care who I floor with this. Slow Down, for the longest time, was my favorite song on this album. I don't know why, but I love this song. I know a lot of people hate it. I'm giving it a 5. It's upbeat. It's fast-paced. I don't think they ever played it live. I wish they would have. But I absolutely love that song. And a lot of people, in fact, more people than not, feel it's just a filler song. And then you ended up with another 5, Waiting for Darkness. Again, gloomy, very reminiscent of the song Diary of a Madman. And the band absolutely shines on this one. So, all right, let's take a look at these. Let's add them up here. So we have, let's see. I am not good at math, so 16 plus 20 is 36 divided by 8 is, 4.5. So Bark at the Moon gets a 5. The album is a 5. And I round up. If it's 0.5 or above, I round up. If it's 0.4 or below, I keep it what it's at. Let's see. 520 plus 16 is 36 divided by 8. All right. So Bark at the Moon is a 5. And I know a lot of people are not going to agree that it's a 5 especially because Slow Down and So Tired. There are people that would put those songs 3, 2, maybe even a 1. My buddy Tim, who got me into all this, into heavy metal, we've been friends since we were 6 years old. He couldn't stand So Tired. And I don't think he really cared one way or another for Slow Down at all. And that's kind of the majority. Another friend of mine from YouTube, Ralph, who has a channel called Almost Human, and I highly recommend it. I gave him a shout out in one of the videos I took down, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned him again because he's great. Ralph is awesome. He will do track by tracks of 2 albums. He will review albums. He has PayPal where you can give him a donation, and he'll do if you want to do a track by track, something like that, he'll do it. He doesn't have a set price, but don't be the idiot that gives $2. That's the guy. The guy takes his time doing this. He listens. One thing I will say about Ralph, when he's talking about these albums, like if I was doing it, and now we plan to do, this is another one we plan to do today. You know, if you asked me to do this, I would probably just do this by memory. And Ralph could do that. I mean, he's an expert on all this stuff. But man, he always says, I was listening to this album again today. He really puts a lot of time into this. You know, he listens to the albums again. He takes notes. He goes into it a lot deeper than I would. And he's fun when he does it. Too many of these people, when they're doing these, it's very serious, and it's almost like if you disagree with them, then you're calling them a slur. He's funny. He does Suck versus Suck two albums he doesn't like. So again, I highly recommend Almost Human. He's phenomenal. Give him a donation in the PayPal for track by track or for a review, and trust me, you will not regret it. But Ralph hates it. So I wanted to give him the plug, but Ralph hates Slow Down. And you know, if he's watching this video, I love you, brother. You know I do. But man, and you and I agree on a good majority of stuff. But this is where you and I could go to our graves disagreeing on this, man. I love Slow Down. I think my view is that song, because it is kind of pop, more on the pop side, more. I think that was originally going to be a single, and it just. I get it that song did not have the oomph to be a radio-friendly single. It just wasn't as good. I loved it. I'm also the guy that loves Escape on Ride the Lightning. Again, a lot of people, the band doesn't like it. Metallica doesn't like it. A lot of people don't like Escape because that was written to be a radio-friendly single. I love it. But at any rate, yeah, Ralph would give... I think it's pretty darn safe to say Ralph would give Slow Down a 1, if even that. Then you have two other songs, and this is where I don't mind not having pictures for this because I love the stuff I have for Bark at the Moon. I have the single, the Bark at the Moon single, and if you see, One Up the B-side. I love One Up the B-side. It would be another 5. Now, I'm only rating the albums off the actual album tracks, but man, if One Up the B-side, which is so funny because it's a sexual innuendo. I think, if you didn't know what it means, you can figure it out by now. But calling it One Up the B-side on the B-side was really kind of genius on Bob Daisley's part. The old epic. There we go. And I love this. These were so hard to find. Let me show you this too. This one's boring. I know there are better ones, but here's all I have for Spiders is the other single is this one, kind of the boring, which was the B-side of Bark at the Moon. I don't know. So Spiders may have been on another disc with an actual nice sleeve. In fact, I don't know. I'm so tired if that was like with Bark at the Moon Live or something. Whatever. Any rate, it was difficult. You couldn't find, at least I couldn't, anywhere, these old singles after the new albums came out. Like, I could not find You Looking at Me, Looking at You at all. And this is 1986. I could not find these. I only had Spiders and One Up the B-side on a tape because I taped it off my buddy's singles. They were nowhere to be found, which was really, really strange because other bands, you could find their older singles, but whatever. Sharon, I'm sure Sharon was making money. I do have the remastered version of Bark at the Moon, but I always like to have the originals. And I sold my CD collection, so I got these off eBay. They are the real ones. These are I have 2 of them because I wanted a backup. Because there are certain albums, and this is one of them, that I absolutely want to make sure I have the backup of the original. Here's the CD. And then you got the inner sleeve where Now, the album I got did not have this. I think it was an insert. I don't know if it was the actual sleeve, the lyrics, and then there's the band. Wow, Sharon let Bob actually be in the picture. Amazing. I don't think that in fact, I know because I would have kept it. Didn't. So the version I had was, not, it was the 83 version, but it must have been like a second printing. It did not have that inner sleeve, and it was only when I got the CD that I saw that, and I thought it was new for the CD and realized, no, it wasn't. Then I love this. You ready? I went on eBay, paid a couple extra bucks, and I got the UK version. And you'll see Spiders. Did I say I didn't give a ranking for Spiders. Spiders I probably give a 3. Yeah, it's a good song. I definitely, obviously, prefer Slow Down over it. But I like, and this one doesn't have, this has a booklet. Has a booklet. Hang on, let's see, where is it? Just saw it. All songs written by Ozzy Osbourne. What a joke. Spiders is good. It's in my idealism. It's a B-side. One up the B-side could have been an album track without a doubt. Spiders is okay. Take it or leave it. Oh, I had to get this. Again, Spiders and Forever, and it's on the CD too. This is the UK version, and there is an insert. So we did get the insert for this. And again, mine didn't have it. And there you go. Beautiful. I love that I have this. I don't even tell my children not even to look at it too much. They could somehow cause it to have issues. Yeah, anybody who has kids know that they can destroy stuff just by looking at it. And I know that you can get an offshoot blue Bark at the Moon shirt, but not really working for fat guys. Usually, even when you get a 4XL or a 5XL, unless it's an XLT, they'll shrink and won't be wearable after you wash them. So, never got this shirt. Hopefully, I'll lose weight and be able to get the pirated blue Bark at the Moon shirt. But I love that I have this. Again, this album is great. A lot of people were very concerned that Ozzy was not going to be back in form after the loss of Randy Rhoads. It was, Randy was a big loss. And never got back to Blizzard and Diary. This was my favorite album over Blizzard and Diary for a long time, probably because it was my first one and I had some nostalgia linked to it. But, Blizzard and Diary, I think are better albums. This is the third. It's always the third. Now, ask me what day of the week do I consider Blizzard better or Diary better, and that'll change possibly sometimes during the day. But Bark at the Moon, we were not let down. Jakey Lee did not let us down either. Great album. I highly recommend Bark at the Moon. Again, regretfully, couldn't put any music in this video because it just would have been taken down, would have been flagged and taken down. So I absolutely, if you don't know this album, listen to it. I recommend the title track. I would recommend Slow Down, but don't, because I'm like a demographic of like 1 in every 750,000 people like Slow Down. So listen to Bark at the Moon, listen to Waiting for Darkness, listen to Center of Eternity, and those will probably be if you like those songs, you'll like the vast majority of the album. Again, like I said, this album means a lot to me. It was my first metal album that I got. No, it wasn't. 1983, Metal Health was my first metal album. It's true. It was. But I really wasn't into metal at that time. I was getting it because I liked the two singles. This was my first, really kind of being into metals. But Metal Health, it's got to be my first album, first metal album. highly recommend this. Jake is phenomenal. Bob, we didn't know whether he was going to come back or not because Rudy Sarzo was on bass, but Rudy doesn't write. Rudy's a class act and Rudy's a great bass player, but he doesn't write. This was going to be Randy's final album. He wanted to go back to school, and really over the past decade or so, it's come out that Randy and Ozzy were not seeing eye to eye. There's even accounts that Ozzy may have, and I'm going to say may have because I don't know for sure, may have punched him. The people, eyewitnesses supposedly, and I say supposedly, so Sharon doesn't try to sue me for slander. I do not know, but there are stories out there that they got into an argument and Ozzy hit him, and that Randy was not going to come back. He was going to do the last album. And then the story goes that they knew Randy was a phenomenal guitar player and a phenomenal songwriter with the help of Bob. You listen to the first two Quiet Riot albums. I love Randy. I named my daughter after Randy Rhoads. So I love Randy, but they're not the greatest albums. And they do sound unpolished. And Randy knew this because, he said he didn't want them released outside of Japan. But working with Bob and Lee, his writing ability was outstanding. So the story goes that they were going to bring Bob back at least to write the album and probably play on it in the studio. And then Rudy would have been the touring, if that. But Rudy ended up going back to Quiet Riot anyway. So, all right, that's my review of Bark the Moon. Listen to it on your own. Sorry I couldn't play any music. And no, I guess I'm not doing pictures anymore because I don't. And again, I may be just overly worried about this. But I don't want to risk it. I have no idea how fair use works, and it's not something I'm willing to take a chance on screwing anything up. I am on Instagram, so if you want to find me on Instagram, it's The Strange Voyage Files, and I'm on X at Strange Voyage 81. Couldn't do Strange Voyage Files on X. It was too long, and then I tried to do Strange Voyage. Somebody had that, and Strange Voyage Files. Somebody had that. So Strange Voyage is I got that for SATO from Diary of a Madman. It was originally called Strange Voyage. So I came up with at Strange Voyage 81 because Diary of a Madman came out in 81. All right, thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, and hit the bell and all that, and check out Almost Human. Great channel. You will not regret it. See you guys. I think we're doing 3 more videos today. That's the plan. Whether it happens, we'll get 1 or 2 at least, but hoping for 3. See you later.